Right, everybody, welcome back to the Eagles. We are coming to the crunch end of the season, and I've realised we've actually got a chance of European football. There is a European playoff thing to get the last few places, and I think it involves the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, something that I was kind of aware of in terms of real life, and then when it's coming to the game, it wasn't there at the start of the year. However, if we look in the rules, it is there now. So there is a European places semi-final. Number of teams. It looks like there is obviously 2 legs as well, which I think does help us a little bit over the course of 2 games. I would fancy us beating anyone around here. Now, Eredivisie sort of like nerds, let me know down in the comments. These places are based on the Eredivisie, and obviously, and then the Cup. The 2 teams in the final are Feyenoord and Ajax, who are 1st and 3rd. So hopefully they finish 1st and 3rd. And then the 4th spot is between the teams that finish in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. I imagine if we finish 7th, we stand a chance. Now we are 9th. However, we do have a game in hand over Vitesse, who are 4 points ahead. There is 6 games to go. AZ Alkmaar are only 5 away from us. And at the end of the season, I think, looking at the games, we've had a little bit of a negative run as well. Now, I have been tweaking with the tactic, in particular the role of the Trequartista, a role that we're going to talk about very, very soon on this episode, and how we're going to recruit for that and the Regista for next season. So I have been tweaking, and it's kind of backfired, so we've changed the tactic up a little bit. If we go into the tactic, boom, that is what, at the moment, I want to be rocking with next season, with the introduction of a Trequartista. Look, we've got a Libero, we've got a Regista. Why not have a Trequartista? And next week on the channel, I think it's Monday and Thursday next week, I am taking part in the playoffs, the path to the playoffs, obviously one of the big FM competitions, and I'm going to be drafting on Monday night from 7 PM around this tactic, and we'll see how it does in the PvP mode. So let me know, who should I recruit? On the left-hand side, the player pool is any country that is in the World Cup. So I've got a big pool of players to choose from, 300 million to spend. So who would you put on that left-hand side as a Trequartista? Let me know down in the comments. So with that, we've gone to a pressing forward, just someone who can lead the line a little bit. We'll talk about the tactics in a little while, but we've turned it around a little bit, and we had a fantastic 1-0 win against Vitesse. Home defeat against Ajax, they kind of battered us, to be fair. You know, the quality, just looking at the general attributes standard between us and a lot of these teams, we're a million miles behind. And I was getting a little bit concerned. You know, Camber, 3-0 away from home, a shocker. Wow, RKC, we'll go with them. 3-0 down, and then we did change the tactic up a little bit, and we got back into it to make it 3-3, so we nicked a point there. Conceding goals, which was an issue, because we wanted to try and concede less than a goal a game, or around a goal a game, and obviously we've gone above that now. Getting a 1-0 win against Vitesse, one of the teams that we're challenging for those European places, I thought was massive. And then the other games, Excelsior and Fortress Sittard, so fingers crossed we're going to play Excelsior today. We'll get a result against them. They're battling for their lives. We've got Groningen coming up, we'd like to beat, and Fortuna Sittard as well. Obviously, there's a Feyenoord one in there as well. So if we can rack up 3 wins in these next 3 games, take a hit on the Feyenoord game, and then Voldem at home, who are bottom, and Herenveen last game of the season. You never know, we may be in with a shout of that European places, and that'd be a lovely way to finish the episode. I'm not actually that bothered about getting into Europe, and I will still continue to tweak the tactic ahead of next season, where we look at recruitment. Okay, player recruitment, because that's what you are here for. I have come up with a couple of ideas. So if we look at the tactic now, we're looking with the Trequartista, who we're asking to cut inside, shoot more often and sit narrow, so he gets in these little spaces here. Basically, I think there's always a thing with Trequartistas that they don't press, and I haven't seen that. Because we're asking them to press, we've got a high press, we're pressing more often as well. We've tweaked that just so we can get the play up the field a little bit. He does actually press. It isn't as if they just waltz around and do nothing. I think if it's in their genetics to press and to work hard, they will naturally still work hard. So yes, they're all on attack. The pressing forward on attack is just so we can have a little bit of an out-and-out centre forward. I was finding that we were getting loads of possession inside this final third, but because we were having the asking too much of maybe the wide players, in particular maybe Adikanye on this right-hand side to get in these positions, we were keeping the ball a little bit too much. And I think just having now a pressing forward up there gives us the option just to stretch the play a little bit. Still get this right-hand side coming in here when the central forward does naturally drop off, and that still does happen. We're going to get Tardelli, who's playing out on that left-hand side as a Trequartista for now, coming into these areas here. He also gets into the back stick. And then obviously we're asking our wing-backs to get round. And then what we're also going to do for today as well, once again, experimenting ready next season. We're still having the issues of these two defenders. Just for today, we're going to go on to wide centre-back with both of them on support. So, I don't know, this could go horrible. That just looks ridiculous, doesn't it? It looks ridiculous when we're in possession, but I want to see us dribbling the ball a bit more. And I'm not quite getting that with those ball-playing defenders because they're asking them to take more risks. They seem to be just kicking the ball too long at times. So we're going to see how it looks in the match engine. We're going to take a risk again. We're planning for next season, and then we can really hard code in what roles we want for these positions. So we're going to go with that today. Right, the player recruitment has started, ready for next season. In particular, the Trequartista and the Regista. We do have Romans, who is doing a very good job for us this season. 7 goals, a lot of them from free kicks. 3 assists. Regista is okay. 12 technique, 13 passing, 13 long shots, first touch 11, dribbling 10. I'm not asking him to dribble more, so that's not much of an option. He's all okay. Look, vision 12. And I think we need potentially a lot better quality in terms of technical ability in there. So what I've set up, and because I am not overly enthused by the recruitment focus, what I have done is I've gone players into range. Now we're only based in Netherlands. That's our scouting network at the moment. So we are a little bit limited in terms of the amount of players that are obviously coming up. But what I have created is 2 filters. We've got a Regista one here, and we've also got a Trequartista one. Now, interestingly, in the Regista one, we have managed to pick up a signing. Now, yes, I think in future I would like to go down a save where we use proper stats from the game, so, you know, progressive passes and stuff like that. But because of the database that I've got loaded up at the moment, we're not able to see those in-depth stats. So we're going to kind of recruit around a few things, a few key attributes for each position. Now, a Regista requires a lot of things. However, my Regista, I want to do certain things. So I don't really want him to dribble. I'm not very bothered about shooting. Defensively, I am going to be a little bit wary of as well. So what we are going to do is with the Regista, we're just going to add in tackling. And we're going to put that right at the bottom, right on the end. So let me just auto-size the column again. Right, so there is all the attributes. We've got edit search, DM, boom, and then we go like this. Search by DM, and then I get a good, nice little look of the players of certain qualities. So if we're looking at a technical player, we get this up here, and then immediately someone like Luis Caicedo pops up into our filter. Now, he's been already recommended, so that must have been part of maybe a scout report or something, some kind of recruitment focus potentially that's maybe been done. 15 technique, passing 14, first touch isn't great, concentration, decisions, teamwork, 5'7", stamina. I think that is an exceptional football player for a player at our level. Now, we're not going to sign him yet because I am just wary of next season, budgets and stuff like that. He may also cost a lot of money. We may not be able to afford him. However, I'm hoping that with our end of season run, getting into Europe, someone like him would be good enough. We have also picked up a player based on this report, and here he is, Niek de Jong. Right, he's 18 years old. He has an amateur contract, and we've made him. There was a load of bigger second-tier clubs, and I have gone for it. I've offered him a 5. He only wanted £300 a week, but I think potentially this could be the man. Right, if we just look, he's 18 years old, going to be 19 in a few months' time. However, he's already at 15 technique, 15 passing, 12 first touch. So in terms of technicals, that's all I want him to do. Dribbling 4, I don't want him to dribble. All right. Into the mentals, 15 vision. He's also got 11 tackling, which for an 18-year-old who is still only 5'6", I don't think is that bad. He's both footed, 15 vision, teamwork 14, work rate 10. We are asking him to be defensively savvy, should we say. I want them to maybe, can they tackle? Yes, I'm not expecting a Regista to tackle. That's not one of the key attributes for a Regista. If we just go on, Regista, like, it's half star, but I don't need him to dribble. We can actually have dribble less on as a player instruction that I think we will do in this role, because I don't need him to dribble. We'll allow our wide players, our inside forward, maybe the volante to do that, the centre-backs as well. So he doesn't need to do it. He just needs to sit in there, get on the ball and dictate play. Composure 9, decisions 10, but we have got a few years here of development. Natural fitness good, not the quickest, but once again, we don't rely on that for a Regista. Player traits. Tries killer balls often. I want that. I want our Regista to be the main source, dictating from deep. I know we've got a Trequartista, but I'm hoping to get that Trequartista into more advanced areas, and we need that progressive pass into the final third. And this man, this boy, is hopefully going to be the player. Uses the outside of his foot, looks for a pass rather than to score, tries long range passes. We are doing quite well of sweeping the player out to the wing backs at times. And I'm really happy that this guy's we've picked him up for free. 5-year deal, £900 a week. I think that is a potential baller. Really excited, and we will put him straight into the first team squad next year. He's in their reserve side, and we've managed to pick him up. So maybe him and Casado potentially. It's all up in the air because of budgets. There is some money to be won as well, around £5 million, I think. There is money, you know, all the way down. It's so annoying that my FM does that. Can we just have all the positions so we can find out? Basically, if we get around 8th, 7th, 8th, we're going to get around £5 million, which I imagine for us is going to be huge. And that may help us sign a couple of players next season. What we are doing then with the tactic, we're asking that Trequartista to come in, that pressing forward. I'm not 100% sold on that role yet. Be interesting to know. Let me know down in the comments. With that in mind, and a lot of playmakers, we're going to have a run from Adikanye going from out to in. I still want, I think, that number 9 now to stretch the play a little bit, I think. And we may just go presser, because the presser does drop off a little bit more than what maybe an advanced forward does. We get a little bit more maybe defensively, which I think is key in terms of pressing up the pitch. Okay, that is the tactic. We've also got one set up. I will put these, by the way, available for my Patreons. This tactic, along with the squad view, the player search views that we've got in here in the player range and my filters, I am going to put them on my Patreon page Wednesday night, all for everybody to use. So if you are interested in becoming a Patreon, supporting the channel, getting some tactic links, getting some search view links. Also, you get the chance to get in the game as well. So when we get the regens through in a couple of weeks, the opportunity for you to become a regen in the game as well. Check out the links down in the description. So that is the Regista. We're only just going to look. There's not going to be the ideal player, but I think it's important just to have a look at everything. Like here for the Regista, we've got tackling. You know, tackling's not massive, but I think if you're looking at two players and you see one is 15 and one is 10, I think it makes a massive difference. As you can see, there is some superb players at these bigger clubs. Look at PSV with two players, 17 years old. This one here, Tigoland, no doubt could do a job for us better than what we already have at the club. So we're really going to try and recruit and look at maybe a couple of loans from the big boys to help us along our way. We've also, as I said, we've got the Trequartista as well. So the idea is my Trequartista, he's going to come off that line flank, potentially right-footed, something that we may look at. But I think with the age range, we are trying to sign young players. But I think with the Trequartista, I think we just go with what we have. And there is going to be a lot of players like Nani. There was also a few FM legends. FM legend right there. I'm not even going to pronounce his name. You know who he is. Something like that as a little bit of an object. Yeah, we don't ask him to press much. Can he just get in a position where he's a little bit effective? It's what he does on the ball that counts. So we may look at something a little bit different. Someone maybe to sell some shirts for us in that Trequartista role. Okay, right. I actually want to show you a clip from the Vitesse game. Okay, so we've won the ball back in here, and then we're off playing. We go long to start with, and we keep the ball. There's the left wing back, into the centre half, into our libero. So this is here with the libero. If we could just tweak roles. I am asking him to dribble more, and I just wonder why he's not doing it. I wonder why he's not just carrying. I'd really like to see him carrying that ball into that position, but he's not doing it at the moment for us. We keep it. We're quite patient. There's obviously the Regista techie playing the Regista. Then we go back to the goalie. Okay, so immediately the libero is going to get in and drop off. And then we're going to play again. Just watch the movement. So this is, look at the volante. The volante on attack has got in a really good position. He's got in between the lines of the midfield and the defence. A really good position. Look at Diego Tardelli, my Trequartista, coming in. He wants to get a touch on the ball. We play through the lines. Quick 1-2 as well into the centre forward. And we're off. Look at the movement of this. There's the volante on attack. Into the right back. Give and go. It should have been a goal, but still a wonderfully well-worked move. Right, and then the winning goal against Vitesse is one of the greatest well-worked goals. A little bit of FM magic. One of the best assists you will ever see. So obviously, again, we're rolling it out from the back. We're keeping it. We switch play. I think it's really important for our libero to do this. And when we do in next episode, we maybe look at the recruitment of the libero when they're coming to the end of the season and what we want. But being able to have that centre-back who can switch play like that is going to be valuable. And then we keep playing. We keep trying to shift the ball from side to side at times, which I like. Does help Libero once again, getting on the ball. We pass, we move. There's the Trequartista coming in really deep. Switching the ball out wide. Watch this for an assist. Boom. On the volley, into Wilhelmsen, who is getting into the box on a regular occurrence. Segunde Volante on attack. And as you can see, we've gone there, 1.31. Less in possession, but we've had a nice gradual XG as well. Really happy with how it's all looking. Okay, shall we go and play Excelsior? I think so. We're going to use the wide centre-backs on support. So what we're looking at today, I don't really want them to go round, but I would like them to try and just carry the ball a little bit more. As I said, with the ball playing defender on defend or stopper, they get into good areas and then they stand still with the ball. And even though they've got maybe 20 yards of grass, free grass in front of them, they don't carry with it. And I think if I was, once again, I'm trying to bring it into real life. If I was playing this system with three centre-halves, I would want my left and right centre-halves, the wider centre-halves, to be kind of really aggressive on the ball in terms of dribbling and going into that midfield and breaking it and creating an overload. So I'm hoping the wide centre-backs maybe do that for us, but without going, I don't really want them going on the overlap. I just want them driving into these areas here. So we'll see how it looks. I think we may have to go back to the ball-playing defenders and asking them to dribble more. But as I said, at the moment, we're just getting those long switches at times. And I don't really want that. I want them to play through the lines. I want them to play into the midfield, play into the Trequartista and allow the Regista and Trequartista to do those sweeping passes. Right, let's see how it looks. Big game, said European football will be good next season in terms of money, but I'm quite happy. The board, by the way, are extremely happy. A, from them. B, from the supporters, which is a bit annoying. But we have been on a little bit of a tricky run. Struggling to go within the work budget, but we're fine. We're not a million miles out. We're literally paying $2,500 more a week, so we can sort that. I think we've actually got money to play with in the transfer budget if we really need to move things over. Right, we are going to allow Adi Kanye to come in back into the side. He has been injured for a few weeks, so he can come back in. We've also got this dude as well, Bruno van den Dungen. Okay, he is only 17 years old. I've called him up because I'm not really happy with the strikers that we've got. Obviously, we've moved Tardelli out to the left to be a Trequartista, so we need another striker. We're releasing a couple at the end of the season anyway. I thought, let's just get him into the first team. Bit of training, a couple of sub appearances there. He's had 3 sub appearances just to give him a little feel of what it's all about to be part of the first team squad, give him some first team experience, get him training with the first team as well, and see if we can really progress with him over the next season and a bit. Right, Excelsior down in 15th. And as I said, let's just see how those wide centre-backs do. And where I'm a little bit worried that it's a complete overkill with the libero. I don't really want them to get too far forward. And I want to see maybe what the other wide centre-back is doing. If we're on the left-hand side, what is that right centre-back doing when the left centre-back is maybe carrying forward? So we'll just keep an eye on it. And we have that 3 at the back there for a reason. In particular, for us to progress the ball, overload from deep areas, and then out of possession, just having that extra player back. We've also tweaked the tactic as well. We have taken off a team instruction out of possession. I'm asking them to drop off just so we don't get caught with that ball over the top. And I'm liking how it's moving, how the back line is just shuffling backwards and forwards when they notice a little bit of danger. Sometimes we just get caught out against these teams that we're expected to beat, well, we're not expected to beat them, but based on our league position compared to theirs, I suppose we are. But in terms of general quality and expectations. Remember, we were expected to finish 16th in the division this year. So we've done absolutely fantastic to try and push for a European place. Even a top half place would have been a superb season. Right, free kick in a dangerous area. We do maybe need to look at height as well. Just make sure we because we've got a Regista, we've got a Trequartista. Maybe just making sure that a couple of our players are just of a physical ability so we can defend set pieces a little bit better. Adikanye on that right side is very small. We've got Williamson, who's very good. What are our wing backs like? I am wanting sort of like those right and left backs to be kind of trained into right centre-halves and left centre-halves. Generally, full-backs are smaller than centre-backs, so we just need to be careful that we don't have a team of complete ballers and we actually have somebody who can defend and help us in set-piece to and against. Right, Amorphous stepped in really well, wide centre-back. Okay, let's just see where we go. So he is getting in. I don't necessarily want him to get involved. I suppose he's getting involved now because he's carried the ball forward. He's supporting. Okay, Are we happy with that? I think we are. There's my Regista. There's the left wing back. We have 2v1 back there. I suppose, yeah. And I suppose now, if there's a half clearance, we're kind of camping him in there with 1, 2, 3 and 4. He pulls it back to Amorpha. He's got into a captain. Okay. We'll think about this. Maybe it's a little bit too much. I'm not too sure. But we do want him to carry the ball. The idea is that we get him to carry in the football. Right, Metello. Amorpha again. Okay. Tardelli. Right. At the moment, I'm ecstatic with it because he's creating chances for us and looking dangerous. My only issue is, are we going to get caught out a little bit more, caught out in possession? We're going to have to be really keen, really clear on our recruitment policy for those wide centre-backs if we keep them with it. So dribbling, speed, and probably a few more technical attributes as well. Right, they've got a corner. Half an hour in. We've headed clear. Stockers has missed the tackle. Good save from Mulder. Signed a new deal with Mulder as well. We've kept the ball in. That's a really poor clearance. Fontan gets there. We're just under it a little bit. We have had 70% of the ball so far. Since we've made these changes with the pressing a little bit more, with the centre forward, move the Trequartista out wide. As you can see as well, if we just look at the stats, the heat map, the Trequartista is quite narrow. So then that allows that complete left wing back to get further up. So I'm quite happy with how the team is looking. There's a Regista sitting in. Maybe we can go with those wide centre-backs. We've won it again. Adikanye. That's poor. That's poor. I don't know where he was going with that. Okay. A few people in the comments have also put, are you worried about, the quality of the players and we're making mistakes because of the general attributes and the quality of the players? But as the save progresses, we're going to be really, really smart with our recruitment and make sure we're recruiting the right sorts of players for these positions. So the Regista, the Trequartista, the Libero, we're going to make plenty of mistakes at the moment because a lot of these players, are not suited to this style of player. But over time, we will get there. And as I said, I think it was to Kevin in the comments, trust the process. We'll get there in terms of getting the right sorts of players in. I'm really confident now with the way that I want this team to play. With this Trequartista, just getting into these little areas here. We've scored, by the way. If we just watch the clip back, what of the Trequartista, it's easy to spot out the Trequartista because it's Tardelli and he's bald head. So it's really easy to spot at the moment. So he's in a really attacking area. You would say that's like a left centre forward because we are asking him to sit narrower. And then what it will do is it's sucking that right back really inside and allowing this Kuipers on this left-hand side. It's then asking a lot of maybe a wide forward, an inside forward, a winger, attacking winger, and then back of the Libero, switching it out lovely to the left-hand side. And then look at Trequartista. He's dropping off. He wants to get on the ball. We don't give it to him, but he gets in a decent area. And there is Stockers to nod it in. I do think we kind of need the out-and-out number 9 next season. Maybe big, physical, can hold it up. Maybe a little bit of pace as well. We've conceded straight away after the goal. That is really disappointing. I think maybe our set pieces against are our Achilles heel at the moment. See, Williamson, we've got two free at the back. I hate sorting set pieces out on Football Manager as well. It's an absolute killer. Right, we're into the last 17 minutes. I think we're going to make some changes. I'm a little bit worried now that every set piece comes in, we're going to struggle. We've defended that one okay to start with. It's going to come back at us though. Strike from distance, it's gone over. Right, what changes can we make? I think this is the other thing as well. We're not absolutely blessed with strength in depth. Right, Libero'S can go in there as the Regista. Do we do a little change up front? I tell you what, should we have a little look at the 17-year-old? Is that a bright move? Adi Kanye's had a stinker. So let's bring Edvardsen. No, where's Burden? Burden on that right-hand side. And let's bring on the 17-year-old. Where is he? Van der Dungen. And let's just go advance forward. Can he be a hero? Remember, we're still chasing for Europe. But I do think it's important to really just be flexible this year and experiment with this tactic ahead of next season. Let me know down in the comments if you think I'm making a mistake. I think it's unlikely we'll probably finish 7th anyway. And at the moment, this has proven to be a disappointing result, really. I just hope over time that we'll become a little bit more dominant. We'll have a little bit more creativity. You know, we're asking a 37-year-old to do the job on this left-hand side, generally a centre-forward. Tardelli's actually done okay and gets into good areas, but I think we need to just improve the general standard of the players, in particular in these key creative positions. They're in here. They're in. We're in big trouble. Who switched off there? Was that the wide centre-back? I don't know if we can blame the wide centre-back for that. So in good... Oh, it's actually Kuipers. It's a through ball. It's a great pass, to be fair. That is the sort of passes that we need from our Regista, and he absolutely smashes it in. No clear-cut chances. We need to be better in that final third. Right, Libero'S, we've lost it again. I do think we will be better. I do think we'll be more creative next year, just purely based on a recruitment standpoint and getting better players in. Right, Fontan, Lindhorst, Makello, Tardelli. It's nice. Fontan again. Not got much on. He nearly found Tardelli. He nearly found him. Can we get it back? We do. Tardelli might have a chance, and he tries to sweep for that top corner, and it just goes over. How many progressive passes? Final third passes, 80 as well. 44 progressive passes. Final third passes compared to their 44. It's annoying, especially as well when we went 1-0 up. Right, Burden. Can we nickel equaliser? The last chance. Dungen, the youngster, cleared. It's going to be all over. It is all over. And for the second episode in a row, boys, we've lost again. We've lost again. In a game I don't think... No, we've given them a 1.71 XG. Do we blame the wide centre-backs for that? No. One was a set piece. One was a wonderful through ball as well. But that probably might just put an end to our European hopes, which is fine. We're not going to have a squad big enough for Europe. But when it's there, you feel like you need to take the opportunity. We're down there in 8th. I really don't want to finish 10th. I'll be really disappointed if we finish 10th this year. So our aim at the end of the season, we're going to come back the final game of the season. We're going to look at the recruitment. We're going to look at which players are leaving, which players maybe I've already got coming in for next season. A little bit of a review of the season, positionally, tactically, what we need to improve on. Financially as well, how are we looking ahead of the new season? All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. New patrons, now go over to the Patreon and you will see there is some custom views for you and the latest tactic. By all means, plug it in. Let me know how it works because I am using this in the FM playoffs and I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to be embarrassed doing what is normally against the grain of a gegenpress, quite direct, 3 up front kind of stuff. We're going to try and do something completely different. So please go and download it and let me know how it gets on for you. All right, guys, take care. See you later.